Okay, this is in answer to one of my students' questions about exporting WordPress from one site to another. I'm going to demonstrate this using two copies of WordPress set up on WordPress.com, but the same procedure works exactly the same way with two copies of self-hosted WordPress or WordPress.com to self-hosted, or the other way around. So what we're going to do here is I've got two copies, juliandemo.wordpress.com. So here, to export the data, I'm going to go down to Tools and Export. You have two options here. One is where WordPress can do the export of your data and create you a self-hosted WordPress site, which is £109. I think we can do it slightly cheaper than that. Or the other thing is to do a free export yourself. So this is pretty simple. We go to Export, we do Start Export. What Export does is exports all the data from your WordPress site, so that's posts, pages, feedback, etc., and your media library. So we can, if we want to do a partial export, just do some of these, but for most of the time we'll be perfectly okay with export all content. So we're going to do download export file. All of your data is going to be extracted from the database, written to a text file in the format called XML, and that file is going to be downloaded to the computer you're sitting on. I'm using the Google Chrome browser, so down at the bottom I can see this file's been created. I don't need to look at this file, but if you're interested, do have a look, see what your data looks like when it's wrapped up, get an idea of what XML looks like. But I can just leave this here, and all I need to do is now import this data into my other copy of WordPress. I'm just going to navigate to another copy of WordPress. This is juliandemo.new.wordpress.com. Go down to the Tools menu, and this time we're going to do Import. This is slightly more complex because WordPress allows you to import data from lots of other blog platforms. So in fact, you can't see WordPress on my screen, but when we scroll down to the bottom, we'll find WordPress and click Run Importer. The importer will need to know what your export file is called, so we're just going to click the Choose File button and we're going to navigate to it. It should be probably in your Downloads folder. Click on the file you've just created, click on Open, and click Upload File and Import. If WordPress.com, so I'm using at the moment, isn't too busy, this will happen pretty well straight away. The only little thing you might have is that the authors who've been assigned to the posts, pages, content, etc. in the original site don't exist in the new site, in which case you will get asked to reassign posts to a different user. So in fact, I'm just going to pick this because the posts in the old one were assigned to a slightly different username. Do that, click submit, and the job is done. So well, it will be done when WordPress.com gets around to it. So it's processing the file. It may take some time, but as we'll see here with WordPress.com, you'll get an email when it's completed. If it's to a self-hosted WordPress site, it should happen pretty well straight away. If you've got 150,000 blog posts and 2,000 pages, it will take a few minutes. Okay, well thanks a lot. That's all we need to do. Tools export from the original site, tools import to the new site. Useful reasons to do this. You may wish to do some interesting changes to your live site and you're worried that those changes might break something, so why not make a copy of your live site first? On WordPress.com, just go out, create a new site, apply the same theme, apply the same theme customization so they look exactly the same, export from the live site, import to the test site, please yourself on the test site. If you break something, delete the test site, create another test site, re-import the backup file, and so on, and you can play at your leisure. The other thing to keep in mind is this export file is sitting on your hard drive when you've downloaded it. So that would be a really useful backup of all your data on WordPress, just in case you get hacked or to go in there and do something and delete a load of data you wanted to keep. So there we go. Good luck. Tools export, tools import.